Heyo, another video from the Angry Photographer here. Now, this video is going to be hard for two types of people to swallow. The gear whores, who are always pixel peeping, and the newbies. Because the newbies always think it's always about megapixels. Oh my god, if it doesn't have 1,000,000 megapixels, it's just a shitty old camera. Wrong! I should actually call this video, If I Only Had $1,500 to spend. Let's say if I had a dinky little Nikon, I don't know, no offense to you guys that own them, okay? If I only had a N90 or a D3300, or I've got an old D700, but right now I am going to splurge. But I've only got $1,500 to spend. There's no way I can get an FX camera. And lenses. You know, I could either get the FX camera or I could get a DX camera and maybe a lens or two. I am going to show you the best way to make you really, really happy because I'm here to save you money. And if you think I'm full of shit on this video, we'll just chill it back for a second, okay? The camera you see here in the middle. Yesterday I showed you the D700. Why I said it is the best current Nikon available, and I still stand by that, obviously and logically. I meant to make this video last night, but I was just incredibly tired. I basically haven't slept for days. I've been working on my book. Working madly on my book. But, as far as a recommendation, I'm going to call this video, if you only had $1,500 to spend, what if I told you that you could get an awesome fucking FX camera? The one camera, by the way, and I shit you not, if you don't believe me, you can look this up. The one camera that virtually every professional said is the best DSLR Nikon has ever made, both before and since its creation. If you go to look reviews on the D700, you will see that it is maddeningly high. Dissent against this camera, this 12.1 megapixel camera. Okay, don't start counting megapixels on my ass here, okay? I'll whip your ass, okay? I will beat you like a redheaded stepchild. If you want to see pictures, email me, I'll send them to you, or you can just Google them and go on Google Images, okay? I told you could spend $1,500 and splurge and you could get a kick-ass, built like a fucking tank, built better than your great-grandmother's girdle, FX camera with a vertical grip, no less, and 4 lenses, not shitty lenses, but 4 awesome lenses. If I told you you could get an FX camera and 4 awesome lenses for $1,500, you would say I was full of shit, right? Well, you can. Now ask me why this camera, of course, now here's the question also. If you're going to ask any professional, it's like, well, I'm not going to tell you which Nikon cameras I'm talking about. What you're going to have is you're going to have a choice. You can either spend $800 on a brand new DX model, beep, or you can spend $800 on a 7-year-old FX camera that was originally $3,000 when it came out. You ask any professional that, if they've got more than 2 marbles in their fucking skull, they'll say, I will take door number 2, which is the 7-year-old FX camera that was originally $3,000. Right? I'm not asking your opinion on this. I'm fucking telling you that's the case. I told you about the D700 being the best current production. I have a lot of people asking me this question. I meant to make it yesterday. This is an important video. I don't give a hell if you tell me I'm full of shit or where to stick it. All these gear whores that think they need a 22 or 24 megapixel or a 33.6. Right over here, just this alone with this lens, I'm looking at $6,000. Right here with this one lens only, I am looking at $1,000, and that is with the vertical grip attached. Now you can't see this and you can't feel this. It is a heavy camera and it is built like a brick, built like a shit outhouse. A brick shit outhouse. Excuse me, that's the correct terminology. A brick shit outhouse, there you go. This is an Nikon D700. Now you're thinking, oh, 12.1 megapixels, well that's no good. Oh brother, let me tell you. Don't take my word for it. Go to Google Images. Type in Nikon D700 images. Takes one compact flash card, by the way. Check out your images. Check out reviews on this camera, this FX camera, and it will blow your mind. Most people haven't even heard of this. People are getting photography. They want to upgrade their shit. You know, they're moving up from Nikon model dinky doodle plastic whatever the hell, and they want a professional camera. It's like, well, God, I want an FX, but I've only got like $1,500 to spend, and you know that'll buy me like a new DX Nikon D700 and one lens or maybe two lenses, or it'll buy me a. Actually, that much money will only buy you the body only, not including the vertical grip, not including any fucking lens. It'll buy you a Nikon D800E, the predecessor to this, a Nikon D8100. Now, if any of you dare tell me that I'm pointing you towards cheap shit, I'm not. I'm pointing you towards cheap as in cheap in price. I own the expensive shit. I've owned the cheap shit. I'm trying to save you money. If anybody's got a dinky camera and they want to upgrade, there's no way anybody's going to tell them that they're going to believe it. They think you're full of shit. That for $1,500, I can get you a professional DSLR that is built like a fucking tank and 3 or 4 incredible lenses. They'll say, well, what's the hitch? There is no hitch. That's the answer. Professionals love this fucking camera. This 7-year-old camera still sells like a motherfucker on eBay. Ask me why it still does. Well, it's 12.1 megapixels, and, you know, DxO technology says that the rectal spectroscopy of that sensor isn't as high as it... Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? Printing out 20 by 30 prints? Are you printing posters for the roadside? No, you're not. The color saturation, the contrast on the D700, I'm not the first person to say this. I am amongst a huge number of people that will tell you that this D700 is the cat's fucking ass. Now, if I were like every other YouTube cocksucker, I could come on here and go, look at this Nikon D810. That is the shit because it is fucking expensive. Listen, motherfucker. The Nikon D4S is only a 16 megapixel sensor, and that bitch is still current production, and it is $6,000. That's body only. That doesn't even come with a card. Now, price being irrelevant, why don't you ask me now, which of these three, two current production, D7100 over here, D810 over here, and the D700. Which one of these is the beefiest mother of the three? Now, even though obviously I don't have a huge spectrum of Nikon DSLRs here, but I've got the top shit. I recently ditched my D4, sold it off before the price was going to plummet. Now, ask me, what is the number one, the highest rate, Canon or Nikon? Canon or Nikon, do you hear me? Don't matter Nikon, Canon or Nikon, both of them. What is the highest rated DSLR That's it. You can snag one for $850 depending on condition. MBD10 vertical grip. Let you add an additional battery. I like heavy cameras. Heavy cameras let you stabilize the image. I grew up with a vertical grip on the Nikon F4S. Most pros love a vertical grip. I mean, they sell the shit out of vertical grips for professional cameras for a reason, because the pros love them. We love them because it adds weight to the camera. It adds an additional battery. It's not because it makes it more big or more professional looking. It has an extremely utilitarian use, not only as a vertical grip, but also to adding weight and a second battery and other reasons, blah, 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 blah. All this is irrelevant to the D700 itself. I'm telling you right now that if you own a dinky, whatever dinky camera that is, whether it's Nikon's entry level, you know, whatever you got, fine. You know, everybody's, maybe that's all you need, but you want to upgrade, but you say, well, I've got $1,500 to spend, where can I throw it? Well, this tattooed asshole's got a YouTube channel. He just got done telling me a day or so ago that I can grab a refurb minty new Nikon D700. And he obviously loves them because he's got 3 of the bastards. He shows me he's got 3 of them. So he obviously loves the hell out of the thing. I can grab one minty refurb with a Nikon factory warranty. Yeah, it's only 90 days, so what the fuck, right? Get insurance on your camera, alright? I can grab one for $700. So I've got $1,500 to spend, but oh my god, I want an FX, but I've only got about $1.50 to spend. Glass remains. Glass remains. Like the Rock of Gibraltar, glass remains. Okay? You think you're heading towards FX? Fine, you're heading towards FX. Remember, you can use FX lenses on your DX body. There's no need to be collecting DX lenses. I've got more than a few myself. I'm not riding DX lenses. The point here is getting you the most bang for your buck. And if you buy this Nikon D700 and it arrives intact and it's working, I will eat my fucking underwear on this YouTube channel. First I will wipe my fanny with it, then I will eat my underwear on this YouTube channel, then I will post the video. There is nobody that has had a D700 that I've ever run across that hasn't been extremely happy with it. You think, well, God, that camera is 7 years old, what the fuck? It is a 12 megapixel camera. That camera is an FX tank. It is the Rock of Gibraltar, it is the cat's ass, the bee's knees, finer than the wax crotch of a Swedish supermodel. No, it is no longer made. No, it is not a 33 megapixel sensor. No, it is not a 24 megapixel sensor. But if you want some test shots, either bring them up on Google or ask me to post some, okay, you will see the incredible color saturation, sharpness. That camera is incredible. The camera is incredible. It takes one compact flash card, doesn't take an SD card at all, doesn't take 2 cards at all, it takes one simplex compact flash card. It's got a great continuous high rate for sports, but you got to remember, the megapixel wars ended a few years ago. In case you don't know this, okay, the megapixel wars really kind of did end a few years ago. Well, you know, I'm going to wait for the next camera because Canon just came out with a 50 megapixel camera. And I'm like, you know, if you're waiting for the next upgrade, you're going to never buy a damn thing. Alright? Eventually you're going to have to buy something. And I'm telling you right now, this camera, which was originally $3,000, which you can snag right now for $750, $800 mint condition. I've owned a couple of these. I've only got one left. I actually wished I didn't get rid of the other D700. This camera is incredible. If you're on a budget and you want an awesome FX camera, your other option is a Nikon D800E for $1,500. Well, what I'm telling you right now, that buys you the body only. I'm telling you right now that you can buy, not for $1,500 you can only buy this camera in minty shape. You can buy the vertical grip that goes with it, and 4 lenses, one of whatever 4 I've recommended in the past. God knows how many videos I've made. Okay? Well, you're contradicting yourself. You just made a video a few days ago saying about how the D700 is the best current production Nikon. It's the best Nikon. Well, the current production, yes. And you contradicted yourself again by saying that the Nikon D810 is your favorite camera. By a slim margin, it is. For a few reasons. But I've got 3 of these D700s, and it's obviously not for lack of hating it. What I'm saying is that current production or non-current production, having owned all the pro models over the past many years, if I had a dinky camera right now, I've got a dinky Nikon, or I'm switching from Canon to Nikon, which hopefully you are, get rid of that plastic fucking tinker toy made by cross-eyed idiots. If you're switching to Canon and Nikon, or if you're upgrading your dinky, that's what I call them the dinkies, no offense if you own one of them, but you've only got, most people do, they cannot justify, you can rationalize it, but you can't justify it. Say, I've got $1,500 to spend, but I want the shit, but $1,500 is not going to buy shit what I want. Yes, it can, yes, it will. And I'm guaranteeing you right now, do not think about megapixel. The megapixel wars were over years ago. People think they're still ongoing. There's a reason for it, for cropping down. I mean, are you a bird shooter? I mean, do you have a $6,000 500mm Nikkor? Are you a bird shooter? Are you on the sidelines of the Super Bowl? Are you in the sidelines of professional basketball? Those assholes can all write that shit off on their taxes. I'm talking about you, the amateur or the professional amateur or the advanced amateur shooter. I can tell you right now, for $1,500, your best option, if you're upgrading from your dinky and you want a few FX lenses and an awesome camera built like a fucking tank with pictures that will impress the ever-loving dog shit out of you, it is the Nikon D700. Well, megapixel. Don't give me that pixel counting bullshit. The Nikon D4S is a 16 megapixel camera. Okay? Less than half of what the Nikon D810 is. And it is $6,000. Still a current production camera. I'm telling you right now, I'm not a cheap bastard trying to recommend cheap shit. Both meaning cheap quality and cheap in price. I'm telling you that there's a certain way you can throw your money. You can throw it down the hole, or you can throw it towards something that will make you very, very happy. Well, it's your opinion, and opinions are subject. Shut the fuck up. Not literally. I really am trying to save you money. So, yes, I get long-winded sometimes. That's what happens when I make these videos really late at night. No, I don't drink. No, I don't smoke. No, I don't do drugs. I've probably been drunk 3 times in my life back in college. My brain is all I've got left. I translate ancient Greek philosophy and write books. How stupid do you think I am? You probably think I'm really fucking stupid because I'm covered in tattoos. I know exactly what you're thinking. Well, I don't give a shit what you think about that, but I'm making these videos to save you money. I'm giving you a recommendation from an extremely broad spectrum of experience. And I'm showing you all the shit. I wished I still had the D4, which I could show you that, but I got rid of it for obvious reasons. I actually prefer the D700 over the D4. I'm not a sports photographer. If you're a sports photographer, write the shit off on your taxes and go out right now and buy an enormous buffer D4S for $6,000. Price is irrelevant. I'm not making these for the asshole or the gearhead who's counting pixels or can write the shit off on their taxes as a professional write-off. I'm talking about the amateur, the advanced amateur that wants the best shit for their money instead of pissing it away on something of lesser quality value that they're not going to be happy with in the short term. And I shit you not, if you want to look at this as a $3,000 camera, that's exactly what it is. And it is built like a $3,000 camera. It is actually built better than the Nikon D810. And I assure you of this, it is built tougher. And just ask me again why this Nikon D700 still sells like a son of a bitch on eBay even though it is 7 years old. And ask me why every professional out there that has an extremely broad experience with Nikon will tell you flat fucking out that the Nikon D700 is the best Nikon Nikon DSLR that Nikon has made up until that point and since. And then I want you to go to some review sites and try to find any negative reviews on the D7. We can find a negative review on anything. But the reviews on the D700 outpace the ever-loving hell out of any Nikon made in the past 15 years. Probably the past 20 years, actually, is the case. And it still is that way. This camera is still commanding 5-star ratings. 98% of the ratings on this camera are 5 stars. Go to B&H Photo, go to Outerama, go to Amazon. Don't take my word for it. Although the fact that I've owned all this shit, and I've used all this shit, and that, I've got no agenda here other than trying to save you a fucking buck. I might ask to beg you for a buck or two at the end of a video, but that certainly isn't making me any money. Although God knows I really, really do appreciate it. I'm making these to save you money, and I'm telling you right now that if you got $1,500 to blow and you're upgrading from your dinky, now the D700 is an excellent choice, as I told you in the other video. I'm not contradicting myself. I just recently acquired another one. Okay, so that ought to tell you something, right? But if you have to have an FX and you want a tank, you want a camera, a Nikon, that is built like a fucking tank, and even though it is 7 years old, this, of all these three cameras here, including the Nikon D4S, better color saturation, better contrast, the pictures on this thing blown up at 100%, on my 27-inch monitor will blow your fucking ass away. Your balls will drop off and roll into the basement. I shit you not.
Well, how can that be? Because it's a 12 megapixel sensor. That's old shit, and everybody knows it.
I was a little bit grumpier in this video than I thought. I'm just trying to give you a good recommendation, okay? If you've already got the FX lenses too and you want a second beater body, this is the other half. If you're upgrading from dinky, your dinky camera, whatever the fuck that is, you know, D3300 or whatever, which is a perfectly fine camera for what it is. I mean, nobody's out there has to be a professional. They just want to take some pictures. But if you want a second camera, and you always wanted an ultra high quality FX, but you're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna blow $3,000 on that goddamn camera. I just can't justify it. You know, my baby needs diapers, and my wife needs new silk undies, and I gotta pay the mortgage, and I gotta pay the banker, and I gotta pay my bookie, and I gotta pay my hooker, and I gotta pay my mistress, and I gotta pay my last wife's alibi. You want a second camera as a beater? A beater camera means just something to pack around, and you know, you kind of roughhouse it because you're out in the field, and you know, something that will take a licking and keep on ticking, baby. Here it is, $750, $800. This is probably the one Nikon, except all the way back to the F4S, that I can call indestructible. Obviously, it is an extremely complex piece of machinery. It's nothing close to indestructible. But it's the closest thing I'll tell you that has been made for the past 20 years that comes to the level of indestructible, and has the highest rating of any Nikon camera, DX or FX, in the past 10 plus years. And there is a reason for that, and there's a reason why the 7-year-old camera still sells like a son of a bitch. I highly recommend you get it. If you got $800 to blow and you really wanted a high quality FX camera, but you're like, this camera's discontinued, it's 12 megapixel. Bring up some of the 12.1 megapixel pictures that come off this Nikon D700 off of Google. They have to be from me. Don't take my fucking word for it. They will blow you away. The color saturation, the contrast, pros love this camera. This is the hot hooker all the pros have loved to fuck for the past 7 years, including myself. Does that sound crude or blunt? Yeah, it kind of is. So what? Kiss my ass. I'm being honest with you. You're like, well, you're just too much drama. You know, I don't know much of what you say is drama and how serious you are. I am being dead serious as a fucking heart attack. I'm as serious as a tax collector when it comes to the D700. Dead serious. Ask me any questions about it. Best current production I recommend is the D700. My slight edge favorite of all the cameras, all the DSLRs that I owned, including the D4, which I recently got rid of course is the D810, but not by a wide margin. I don't know if I consider this my beater now. I've got a beater D810 with 120,000 actuations on it. This sucker's got I can't remember what it's got. It's got 80 or 90,000 shutter actuations on it. That's it. Try to make it simple. If you like this video, you can tell me to screw myself, or tell me, please, if you're a pixel peeping moron, you got no clue. You know, I don't care if you've got a D810 or if you got 3 of them. Don't even think of sending me any messages about this quote-unquote old camera, because with my skill, I will blow you away. I will dance on your chest and piss on your skull with the pictures produced by the Nikon D700. And it is the highest rated Nikon the past 10, 12 years for a reason. Don't take my word for it. I'm just saying, you've got $700, $800 to blow on a body as a beater camera. You've already got some FX lenses, or if you're upgrading from your dinky and you want to spend $1,500, you're thinking, well, shit, you know, when it comes to professional gear, $1,500 isn't going to get me nothing. Well, if you listen to the cocksucker at the camera store, that's absolutely true, trying to peddle you expensive shit because that's where his commission's at. Cha-ching! Money, 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 money! I'm not picking your pocket, although I would love a donation. I mean, that's always nice, but doesn't matter either way. I make this video for you, believe it or not, honest and true. $1,500. It is impossible for you to buy this camera and 4 lenses for $1,500 total, plus or minus $80, and be anything less than wet your pants happy, orgasmically happy. It is very intuitive. It is built like a fucking tank. It is the cat's ass, the bee's knees, the wax crotch than a Swedish supermodel. It is finer than a hooker with double vision who confuses tens for hundreds. Get it. Okay? I'm glad I can make this video. Like it, fine. Don't like it, whatever. You know. Just trying to help. Get it? Got it? Good. Another video from the Angry Photographer. If you like this video, please let me know. If not, you could also let me know. And if you have any recommendations or for future videos, also send me a request for that, and I will try to fulfill your request for future videos of whatever flavor, unless they're too extravagant. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.